Well, hello. I know it's been a while since I recorded. Uh, that's because I was just kind of strapped for ideas. But in this video, I wanted to talk about the first aid skill because it very often is misunderstood. So I feel like it's important that I kind of explain this because I've read up on the wiki, I've watched a lot of videos, I'm pretty good at understanding how you're supposed to kind of use the skill to your advantage. Now, actually, this is a really good spawn for explaining the first aid skill. But I'm going to be talking partially about the wiki and partially about just like the game itself. So I'm going to be playing the game, and then when it's necessary, I'll hop on over to the wiki and kind of show some stuff off. But basically, what first aid does is it's very commonly misunderstood as like something is like leveling it increases how fast injuries heal. That only applies to fractures, which, while very useful, because if you get a fracture with level 0 first aid skill, then you're pretty much guaranteed to die because you can barely do anything for like a month. But it is still a very useful skill to have. It's generally not like something that you necessarily need to grind. So like, you pretty much never want to take like traits or occupations that have to do with first aid, because it's just not going to be worth it. Instead, it's much more worthwhile to just kind of let it level naturally. So I'm going to show off a couple things. What first aid does is it, in here, let me just pop over to the wiki. It increases how long it takes for your bandages to get dirty, which isn't super important, because, well, usually it doesn't really matter. It'll make it, dirty bandages just increase how often wounds get infected, which isn't too important. And then it also speeds up the fracture healing speed a huge amount, and it also reduces the problems that having fractures gives to the character. But I'm going to, real quick, on this wave, let the zombies get at me a little bit, to just kind of show off like how to treat each wound. So I'm just gonna real quick wait for the zombies to come by. While that's happening, I'm gonna try and smash open a window. Oh yeah, there's protection. I'll talk about that sometime, but as you can see, if we pull up the health panel, you can also pull it up with H. You can see your character's status. So the zombies are getting at me. Oh boy. Okay, so when you get a cut on your neck, it's you bleed out very fast. So I got a laceration on my neck and a scratch on my forearm. Now, lacerations are essentially just slightly, well, not slightly, it's a worse version of scratches. They're treated the same. They just take longer to heal, cause more pain, and are just overall a little bit more annoying to deal with. Let me just take down some of these zombies so one can get at me. Now, as you can see, I was bit. Now, in the normal game, bite is a just 100% you're gonna die. Scratches also have a 7% chance of infecting you with the zombie infection. And lacerations have a 25% chance of infecting you. Normally, I play with only bites can infect you on, because it's kind of annoying dealing with just like chance. But as you can see, now my guy is pretty beat up. Now, as long as you give it time to heal, you should be fine. Excluding bites. Now, I'm not going to die in this mode because Last Stand mode the time passes in like real time. And so that means I'd have to play for about 2 to 3 days to actually die from the infection, which probably isn't going to happen considering most playthroughs last for about 2 hours. But as you can see, my guy is very much struggling to fight off the zombies because, well, his arms have been cut up so badly. Now, I'm going to show you the best way to grind first aid, which is smash a window, and then what you're going to want to do is, I'm not going to be able to do it for too long because my health is so low. There's the dirty bandage, so what you do is you'd remove it and then put on a new bandage. Now you should only do this if you're really trying to keep it from getting infected, because all infections do is slightly reduce your health and also make it cause twice as much pain. Now, as you can see, since I'm well fed, I heal a decent amount faster. This is something that I really only recommend for, like, if you, like, really just want to get an injury out of the way. Because, like, you're not going to stay well fed for really that long unless you eat an insane amount of food. And that will quickly pile up your weight. Interestingly enough, I got sick. Not sure what that's about. But if I take off my shoes, and then stand in the glass, and as you can see, it cuts me up real bad. However, if you continually pull the glass out of your feet with tweezers, now normally you definitely want to have read the skill book for this. As you can see, my first aid goes up decently fast. Now, if you want to do this, make sure you have some sort of way to stitch the wounds closed. Otherwise, it'll take a very long time to heal. And as you can see, your character really gets beat up by this. So I really only recommend doing this if you have, like, all of the resources to fix your wounds. So, like, I'm probably going to die right now because I waited too long, especially since the zombies are coming. So as you can see, I'm going to die. Well, most likely. As you can see, I actually have something that says heavy pain. That's because it's infected, and also it's a bite. So it's extremely agonizing. But as you can see, since I haven't stitched it closed, I'm extremely weak. So at this point, the zombies are faster than me. And also, this is just painfully slow. So you pretty much have no chance. Like, if you get this badly injured and you can't stitch the wounds closed, it's going to take about a month for the injuries to heal. Oh yeah, and I'm also not wearing shoes, so I'm just going to get torn apart. But if we just go to the menu, as you can see, there are things called medical, like, poultices, and there's also so yeah, here's the needle and thread thing. You can also disinfect your wounds and bandages, which is very important, because it's something that, well, it's not super important, it's mostly just if you, like, want to, but it will help in stopping infections, and that extra pain can be really annoying to deal with. And then a couple of other items. You saw me using the tweezers. It makes it much faster and less painful. Here are the medical plants. The main ones are the black sage, comfrey, plantain, and wild garlic. Lemongrass ginseng and common mallow are for things that aren't technically first aid related. Those are for sickness and other things like that. The splint is decently easy to craft. Then there's a whole bunch of medical stuff. Really, the only ones that we want to pay attention to are painkillers and antibiotics or biotics. These just kind of help in just making cuts and other things a little bit easier to deal with. Then, as I said, these are for treatments of deep wounds, which are caused by glass and bullets and apparently crashing a car if you're going at a decent speed. So the suture needle is for stitching wounds closed. It causes a little bit of pain, but it's not too bad. The needle and thread causes a decent amount of pain. It's not too bad though. You can use this just if you can use the suture needle and the suture needle holder, which just makes it a little bit of a faster and easier process. And then these, I'd recommend the alcohol wipes. They're pretty easy to find, and they're pretty light, and as you can see, they have a pretty high disinfect power. Also, boiled water to disinfect the rags. Very useful. Because it just gives you a little bit of an extra bonus for not really having to do too much. The tissue isn't super necessary, but down here, just having it in your other hand makes sneezes and coughs a little bit quieter if you're sick. And then as you can see, the bandage power is referring to how long it takes for it to get dirty. So as you can see, all the dirty things have the same bandage power, 0.5. So they essentially, well, are dirty. They can be cleaned with water. I'd recommend ripped sheets or bandages. Adhesive bandages, yes, they're very light, but they're actually worse than ripped sheets, and also once you take them off, they're just gone. So they're kind of useless. Bandages are pretty nice to have because they're very effective. However, you do have to be careful because if you get attacked in that same area again, then it will destroy the bandage, and I don't think these respawn unless you have loot respawn on. However, you should be fine because there are like hundreds, maybe even thousands of bandages on the map if you were to look through every single thing that you can. So you should be fine. If you can get a hold of this, then that's good. A mod that I recommend is the Improvised Bandages mod. It allows you to take 5 ripped sheets and turn it into an improvised bandage, which I think has 3 bandage power. It's also very light. It's only 0.01, which, sure, it's not going to save you much when you're just carrying like 4 or 5 bandages, but still, it's nice to have just like 0.4 weight off of you. So, yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video about the first aid skill because it's a very common misconception. Like, a lot of people don't fully understand it. So I just wanted to make this video to just kind of help people learn about how to use it properly. I'd like to thank you for watching. We're at almost a full day wasted of people watching my videos in the last 28 days. That's very cool. Please subscribe, like, comment. Yeah, that's really it. There's not actually too much that you can do. Like, really, it would only take 30 seconds to do all of that, and it helps me a lot. You've probably heard that dozens of times already. But it is true. But yeah, I'd just like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.